Aces, I know I always go on about the RIXXs, but I got huge news. We have all our styles and colours restocked on the website right now. It's been months. We ran out of stock, but we're back. Get online, grab some sunglasses at rixxeyewear.com.au right now and use our little discount code ACES if you want a 20% discount code on the house. Righto, let's get into the show. Welcome back, everyone. An exclusive Tommy Talks live from Adelaide Oval. Do we have something special? Travis Head in the building, mate. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me. What a deck, mate.
I know.
Look at this. Bum got on.
We're going to talk about what we're doing today. There's something pretty special we're going to announce to everyone. But before we do, we are at Adelaide Oval. There's a lot going on. We've got old mate down here. What's he putting on the grass behind us?
Just priming it ready for Port Adelaide, mate. So it's always in top condition.
It's a special ground. It's definitely a lot of people's favourite when they play footy here and cricket. But when you look out there, what comes to mind straight away?
It's an amazing ground. Obviously, the new and the old a little bit. There's a fair bit of history about the ground and the scoreboard in the background. Some of the moments here, football now and cricket. So I guess my mind goes to cricket straight away and some of the things that you've seen here and over the years. But I guess now having it multi-purpose in the footy boys here. So there's just been some amazing memories and yeah, it's a pretty special ground. And we're in one of these corporate boxes that you've teed up so we could do this podcast. It's nice. How many times have you been up in one of these corporate boxes and what's been your favourite day? A couple of times been lucky enough to be able. I actually had a Bucks show here last year for a showdown.
Oh, wow.
Unfortunately, Port didn't get the job done, so I probably spent more time in the back of the box than I did the front of it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to spending a lot more time here post-career, I think. Unfortunately, not had much football to watch over the years with travelling, but yeah, it's a nice spot to sit, but there's not many bad ones in this ground. Speaking
of travelling, you've been on the road for so long. We caught up in Melbourne, I reckon, it feels like 6 months ago, but you've been on the road for so long. There's a lot to talk about. Let's just talk about how long you've been in Adelaide for, and then we'll get into the IPL and playing cricket in America.
Yeah, been home for, a couple of weeks, 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks now. About to go out again for another tour, but yeah, it's been actually a really, really nice time. Just try to keep active and keep going, but also at the same time just taking a breath. And like you said, it's been a pretty hectic 6 months. Before this break, I had 5 days or 6 days at home since Christmas, so pretty busy, but it's nice. It's been really good to spend some time with Jess and Miller, and obviously with one pending and not far away from the second. So yeah, before things get too hectic, it's been just nice to spend some time with the girls at home and yeah, really enjoy that family time.
It's great. And before we get into the cricket, you took us to was it the Lion last night?
Yeah, the old Lion.
That's a great pub. What are the top 3 pubs in your mind for everyone listening that hasn't been to Adelaide, or people that are from Adelaide? They want to align with your top 3.
Top three's tough. The Edinburgh is one. The Ed for me, around the corner home. That's my local. So
why is that?
It's about 200 metres down from my house, but I feel like it's got, mate, best of everything. It's got the old school pub that's got the tab. It's got real new dining area, great beer garden. So yeah, if everyone in Adelaide gets down to the Ed, and then Adelaide, yeah, Old Lion's a nice hit. North Adelaide, so that's a nice one. But and then you probably got to do something down at the Bay or Henley. The Ramsgate's one at Henley, and Boki be spewing if I didn't say the Moseley. So there's a couple of nice ones, and then obviously you got McLaren Vale and the Barossa. So other than Adelaide Oval, mate, there's a fair bit going on. There's not a hell of a lot that goes on at Adelaide, but food, wine and beer is not a bad one.
It's good. It's pumping Adelaide. I've heard the RIXX crew were down there the other night and they couldn't get in the line at some of the venues. Were just back to Melbourne almost. But let's talk cricket. IPL, new team this year. What's it like being the gun recruit off a big couple of years, especially in that format, and rocking up to a new side? How'd you get? I mean, we know you went really well, but how was that day one?
Yeah, it was full on. It was exciting to be back. I wouldn't say star recruit, but luckily I had Camo with me, so I think Pat come in with a bit more expectation and a bit more hype, so sort of was able to play under the radar a little bit. But yeah, I really enjoyed my time. It was a beautiful city. Crowd was pumping. We obviously started to get on a bit of a roll and started winning some games and played some pretty exciting cricket along the way. So had a hell of a good time. Yeah, very well looked after. Nice having a couple of familiar faces around with Vittori and Cummins and a few guys who I've knocked around with before that. So yeah, loved it. It was a great couple of months.
It's great, and the fans are wild. They love it. I mean, we've done some podcast clips before. I was telling you before that, you know, when we collab on a few posts, I'd go to sleep, I'd wake up and there'd be thousands of comments because it means you've hit runs, everyone's getting around you. They just are so passionate, aren't they?
Yeah, it was great to watch. Obviously, I didn't know much about Hyderabad before I have gone there. So a couple of lean years though, and I guess as the season went on, you could just see how much passion they had for it. Just in Hyderabad, obviously every team's pumping, and yeah, you want to do well. They're very excitable. Crowds are epic, and we just get looked after so well. But yeah, it's a crazy time. Jess and Dad come over for a little bit of it. Absolutely loved it. So yeah, they looked after us very well. And it was a beautiful city.
Any funny encounters with the crowds or anything with the players in the nets? Like, you've always got a few cracker stories for us.
Not too bad. I copped a fair bit from our coach, Dan Vittoria. There's obviously impact player now, so I didn't really field much for the whole tournament. I sort of would roll out in my sneakers and watch the toss, and if we were batting, I'd have a little bit of a jog. If we're not, I'd just go pick my feet up in the sheds for a bit. So I had a pretty good gig at one stage there, being the impact player, but I enjoyed when Dad and Jess come over. It was pretty funny. For a week there, like, took them to some nice restaurants. Took Dad down a couple of times, a couple of spicy meals, and we went to the mall.
Oh, it doesn't like chili?
Well, we're not that chilly. They can look after you. Hyderabad's very famous for biryani, so it took them that. That was quite a cool experience, and then went to the mall one day and got absolutely swamped. So.
Oh, really? People just running after you?
Well, yeah. Maybe they thought I was Camo, but
no, they wouldn't know exactly who you were, mate. They all know exactly who you are after what you've done a couple of years ago.
So yeah, it took Dad and Jess there, and it just turned into absolute chaos.
So you're walking through the mall.
Locals, so walking through the mall, and it was just it was just mayhem. So it was good fun, good for them to experience it.
You'd almost be laughing at that stuff. Like, how
I just sort of knew what was going to happen. With a few of the boys had been there a couple of days before that, and it got pretty busy. So I thought it'd be fun to take Dad down there and Jess, and a bit of an eye-opener for him. And
what's the old man like when when they all just started swamping you?
He's hard work as it is, so on tour. Bit of a pest sometimes. He's good value, so yeah, I'd have to sort of babysit him. He goes off and does his own thing. So
I'd imagine he loves a beer.
He just enjoys doing everything. He's just like, he can just he go for a trot around and just make do, and thinks he knows everywhere and knows where to go. So
yeah,
I think I was on his tour pretty much the whole time. So he had a good laugh. So good trip.
Let's go to America. You know how much I love American sport, and cricket is pumping. It's going to be in the Olympics now, or the next Olympics in LA, which you'll be playing.
Got to try and get there. Yeah, got to try and get to LA. Yeah.
What was that experience like? It's quite new, but it looked pretty cool.
Yeah, new for me. So playing T20 cricket and going IPL into a World Cup, into the MLC, was quite a cool experience. A lot of guys had talked about it first year. Second year of it, it's so new and so fresh. So I think we've seen the crowds in the World Cup. We're pumping pretty much the whole way through. So Olympics is going to be cool. And I think each year as it develops, we had a great time. Like, it was, we're very well looked after. They sort of wanted we've come off a hell of a lot of cricket, so they sort of, let's play as much golf as sort of we wanted.
Oh, really?
And I went to the baseball, went and watched the Nets and the Rangers, and did a few things, and some guys went and watched different things. Unfortunately, no NFL, which is your caper, but it was just nice to experience a few things. Boys went to the rodeo, so they really just bunged on the whole experience. And then the cricket was really good. Obviously, some seriously good overseas players. Lucky enough that we played well in the comp.
More success.
We won as well, so that was nice. Always helps when you're winning to make the experience a lot better. But I think as that grows, it's going to be very, very enjoyable comp for a lot of people.
Speaking of experiences, how do you get around? Like, do the owners look after you when you're travelling around? Like, give us a bit of an insight to being the rock stars at these places.
We're lucky a couple of times. He flew us a couple of times on the jet. So yeah.
What's a private jet experience like? Because a lot of people
I've never done it before. Yeah, so it was the first experience. It was nice food and it was nice wine. And
but do you just drive up to the?
It was a drive-up job straight on the plane.
So it's just straight on, and then picked up when you land.
Like Travis Scott or Drake at one stage. So yeah, it was a nice experience, and yeah, a few of the teams with some big owners, like there was nothing, no expenses held. It was just like, get it done. We had a really good stretch of games where it was quite tough. So yeah, he put it on for us. And nice
good.
experience. There were 7 or 8 of us going there, play
You
cards
gave
for a
it,
couple of hours.
you gave him the cup.
It worked, so won a couple of games after that, and yeah, all part of that experience, and yeah, some very giving owners. It was good fun.
You would have enjoyed yourself in New York, didn't you? Have a little bit of time in New York before?
Yeah, Jess a couple of days, and then with a couple of the boys, Marcus Stoinis and Tim David were there as well. So
the big Stoiner, he'd be a good man to go out with.
Yeah, he's in Soho House and running amok and knows exactly where to go. So. Yeah, I was on one of his tour. He was our tour guide for a couple of days, and yeah, Jess and I had an absolute belter time with Miller. And mate, I've never done more sightseeing in 24 hours in my life. Seen everything, did everything. Steps were up.
Your
watch was going to explode at one stage. I reckon.
Yeah, it would have. It would have. You would have. What was your favourite place to have a beer?
We went to the Mets in New York. That was cool.
Is that the one that I've seen a photo of you straight behind?
We sat up right behind home base. Tim David pulled some nice tickets.
It's as good as it gets.
We got very well looked after in a nice box, and then got some front row seats, and we sort of mucking around saying how easy it would be to hit pitches and that, and then we sat down behind home plate, and the ball was moving and curving and all sorts. And the bats are a lot smaller than I expected. So
how do you reckon you'd honestly go if you had a 3-month pre-season in the baseball world?
And seeing them guys do it, it's crazy. I didn't realise how small. Like, I've done it before, but live, seeing it the bats looked a lot smaller live the other day. So that was a pretty cool experience. And then a few of the guys went to the All-Star game and the home run derby and that. So yeah, it's not a bad time. Would have liked to see a bit more. Like, not as many sports on. Basketball and NFL hadn't started yet, so that's the only bad thing about the timing. But yeah, pretty cool experience. New York was a bit busy for me, but.
Yeah, you wouldn't have. You don't like that busy.
Too busy. Dallas was good. Dallas was a bit more chilled out. New York just Spoke
to a couple of your teammates. They reckon you struggled getting around, and you rather get the taxis because you didn't like getting on the.
I couldn't get my head around the trains and the trams and that. I couldn't get my head around the public transport. So yeah, I was doing 45-minute Ubers around New York, which was absolute rookie. But
you can almost walk to places quicker.
Yeah, probably could have. Yeah, the public transport system, not street smart enough over in New York yet.
Great street. Yeah, no, you're spot on. I'm just turning my head over here. Do we know this guy's name? I should give him a little present for him. But speaking of presents, we're here today, obviously, for a big announcement, but RIXX has collaborated with yourself on something quite special. You've designed a pair of sunglasses. You've customised the whole thing with the team. You've even done the packaging. I haven't seen the packaging myself. I've seen the sunglasses. You haven't seen the sunglasses.
I've not seen either yet.
We've obviously, you've put the pieces together, but we haven't seen the final product. So we're quite excited about this collaboration, and we're going to get them now for the first time. Oh, have a look at this.
There we go.
Wow. I don't want to open them up yet, but that is impressive. I haven't seen the box. That
Sharp,
is really cool. Do you know it's the first time we've changed the box, I reckon, in 5 years? And when I say you've done something special. This is cool, man. I didn't think I'd react this well, but you got your signature there. This has come up a treat.
No, it looks good, doesn't it?
Have you seen this yet?
No, that's the first time. It looks wicked.
What do you think?
It's come up perfect, hasn't it? Well, it's been would have been 4 or 5 months in the making. We've been going through it all. It's been a pretty cool experience as well. And we traded around a few times, a few different ideas, and the box come up an absolute treat, hasn't it?
The box is important, but I'll tell you what's more important is what's inside the box. And you haven't seen these yet. No. So I think it's time for you to check them out and let us know what you think. You've designed these specifically around a dark crystal.
Yeah.
You've picked a nice solid blue lens. There's some details on the inside we'll talk about, but you've spent a lot of time with the team. You've done an outstanding job. Let's see what you reckon.
Let's have a look. So we come up with something obviously want to try and do something a bit different. Look through the colours and everything, and they've come up a treat, haven't they?
Wicked.
You hold the box.
Look at that.
Nice little detail on them. Mate, Soho's me as well. These are
as you would say, they are gun.
These are gun. These are ready for the summer. So, mate, stoked with how they've come out. Obviously, Jess and I and the team and everyone sort of been chatting away and wanting to do something sort of unique and something that we hadn't seen yet with the RIXX. Obviously, I've had a few colours over the years as well, so mate, they look wicked. Look, they've come up an absolute treat.
You've done an outstanding job. I think, can you talk to us about the details on the inside? You've got your initials there, but there's a number, and that number means a lot to you and it means a lot to a lot of people, but some people wouldn't understand what it is. Can you just explain what that means?
Yeah, so we wanted to personalise them a little bit. Obviously, the box has got the signature and that, and we'll come up with some ideas on how we can sort of personalise the set, and got my initials with my test number 454. Nicely just hidden away there, nothing too big. I wanted to keep it pretty simple and let the Sunnies do most of the talking, but pretty cool just to have something in there that represents us and the partnership that we got going. And it looks beautiful in the gold, and it looks wicked.
Mate, let's put these on. I need a pair myself. These are, you've done an outstanding job with the dark crystal. Oh, yeah.
They're actually good, yeah. I'm real stoked with them. Obviously, you said I had a couple of, a cherry, the green,
I think you've got
smoke.
the whole set.
I've run the whole set at some stage on the travel days, and these are going to be my set for the summer. So
it's good. I guess, I mean, why RIXX? Why have you collaborated with RIXX? It's you know how much we love storytelling and we love partnering with the right people that represent our brand. But why have you collaborated with RIXX?
Our relationship's grown over the years, I think, and obviously seeing how RIXX has grown. Obviously love the gear as well. You guys have looked after me for a few years with flinging me some gear and some sunnies and some shirts, and on the documentary you see the RIXX kit getting around, and the shades, and I love the shades. Hasn't been a bad one, whatever one it's been over the years. I've been in a couple of different ones. The SoHo, I think, is the gun one at the moment. It's the best one that I've worn, and the partnership's just grown, and this opportunity come up, and I think both of us were keen as to try it and see how it come up, and going through that process of picking it all out and doing it. It's it's a nice opportunity for everyone, I think, and our relationship's grown, and it's also good fun.
It's been great fun. You've been an absolute pleasure to work with from the design phase. Obviously, we're good mates, and the team have been outstanding, and seeing you collaborate with them. Talk to us about why grey, why the blue lens, the solid blue lens. What's the story behind all of that?
Yeah, I just think, like I said before, we wanted to collab with something that was a bit fresh and new, and we went through some colours and some designs, and there hasn't been much that RIXX haven't done in terms of the design, so made it a bit tough. But I love the darker colours. I think down the path we might come out with something a bit more rare in the next couple of years if it goes well. But I think the blue, I think it's a good summer colour. I think for me it's just like dark and it's fresh, but it's simple, and I like to keep it simple, and I think it represents me. And I think going in that, I wanted to, there's different colours you could do. You could do Australian green and yellow, and talk about all these like different pieces. But I think just the little tones with a little personalisation, but also just keeping it simple, just keeping it cool, and something that's come up nice.
No, you've done really well, and like you said to the team, you want something that's very simple, but when it's in the sun, it does brighten up a little bit, and it gives you a little bit more with that blue lens, because it is a solid blue lens. But when you do look into the sun, it brightens up. So you've done an outstanding job with the team, and the detailing. It's been elite. I'm just starting to think about your teammates that played for Australia. Who's the first teammate you think that'll want to get their hands on these? Because we just met all the boys downstairs here at SA, and some great lads. They were quick on the scene to see the new RIXXs, but they haven't seen these ones yet.
No, they haven't seen these ones. That bag emptied quick, didn't it? There's a few of the boys, Harry Mathias, Daniel Drew, a few of the lads. They're very fashionable. So I'm glad they went to the more fashionable blokes in the team. But looking forward, like Aussie boys, there's only one, isn't there? Big Mitchy Marsh. I'm looking forward to getting to Perth for that first test. I reckon when he gets me on that boat to Rodo, there might be a whole set of RIXX Sunnies getting about, so I'm looking forward to that.
He puts on a clinic for the boys, the Bison, doesn't he?
He really put a hand up last year for us, and since then he's got a new boat, so might go well with the new shade. I know he's going to be keen for it, so I think Big Mitch is a prime candidate for the new shades.
That's great. And while we're here at Adelaide Oval with the Sunnies on, what's been your brightest memory at this Oval, this famous Adelaide Oval?
I've been very fortunate to have a few really good memories. Big Bash, I was able to get some runs on New Year's one night. We won a title here, which was a cool experience. But probably the last two Test matches, but especially 2 years ago, getting a Test 100. My first Test 100 here was pretty special. To knock them off around the country is nice, and it's a pretty cool experience. But to have like the family here and everyone in the back having Pims and carrying on, and then get close to 100 and the whole terrace, everything was full, was a pretty cool experience. One nice one to tick off, and so that one is probably right up there. a test match 100. You come here as a kid. That's what you want to. That's what you dream of. To knock one off at home is a pretty special feeling.
Oh man, I can only imagine. It would have been a great celebration afterwards.
It was mate. You could sense it. It was like I was pretty nervous as well, and obviously everyone out the back having a great time and sort of sense for the occasion and that, and then you look up and it just starts to build and build and build. So getting there was nice. Didn't waste everyone's time walking out the back, but it was a pretty cool experience having everyone here. And Jess and I actually got some dinner and a couple of drinks down at King Will after that night, after the day's play, and it was just a nice buzz. So it was just nice to soak it all up. Everyone's out there celebrating still after the test match, and nice to just have a meal and a couple of drinks to celebrate and
so good.
Take it all in. So it's an important aspect of things. Obviously, we don't have many great days. Nice to have a few good ones in between, but important also to celebrate them. And nice memories. So
many good memories. I'm just looking over to the grass over there near the scoreboard, but I can see how good would it be to see a few people rocking the Travis Head collaboration RIXX sunglasses this summer on the hill, drinking a few West End drafts. That'd be something quite special, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think it's going to be the sunny of the summer. Hopefully, might roll them out in the field even. Get lucky enough. So, it's a nice time to bring it out. Obviously, around that Perth Test match, it's going to be an exciting time for everyone. I'm looking forward to it. The shades are going to come out. It's going to be an awesome summer. Obviously, India is going to be huge. This place, I think, is already pretty much sold out. So, it's going to be an epic week. I can't wait already. Obviously, get through Perth and then we got Adelaide, but I've got 10, 15 days in Adelaide that really soak it up and really enjoy a home test match.
Oh, it's so good, mate. We're pretty pumped. A lot of people that are watching this right now are probably going, guys, where can we buy these? I want to go get them right now. Well, you've got to head to the RIXX Eyewear website. That's rixxeyewear.com.au and sign up. There is something special if you do purchase them in the first 24 hours. That's all I'll say. The great man might be giving away something very special that's close to his heart and a very rare opportunity. So head to rixxeyewear.com.au and check out the special crystallised solid blue frames that Travis has designed with the RIXX team. And there's a limited numbers as well, extremely limited. We're hoping that, we're not hoping, we know it's going to go really well, and we've got some plans for V2 already. So, mate, well done. These are outstanding. Well. I can't believe how well they've come up, even the detailing. And, the RIXX team have done a great job. We'll take these off now because it's time to talk about the summer of cricket, and it's a big summer coming up. Let's start with the Perth Test. How, against India, it's the first one, but... you play all three formats. Start with that. What mindset shifts when you're playing all different formats? 20, 21 days, and then the test match, and it starts in Perth. What kind of mindset is there?
Excitement. I guess haven't played much Test cricket in the last sort of 10 months, so there'll be a big gap, and keen as to get back into it. Perth's obviously a great starting point. I think it starts on a Friday this year. First Test against India. It's going to be it should be packed, so I'm looking forward to that. I've had some good memories in Perth. We've played extremely well, so it's going to be important to start well, and it should be a really good buzz. It was last year leading up to the test match. That first test, that week leading in, that prep time, everyone's buzzing, so it's a nice time to be a test cricketer. So getting from all three formats, you don't get that buzz with the other two formats. With test cricket, the build-up and the hype is real, so looking forward to getting back into that.
Hopefully you can finish the job a bit earlier and head down to the Cot Hotel. We've got Mitchy Marsh who's living around the corner. That'd be where you want to be.
I reckon he's got the first 3 or 4 days planned out for when we get in town, and a bit of golf and his boat and a bit of training in between. But I think he shines in the back end, so I'm sure we have a bit of a game plan going if we can get on the right side of it and play well, which hopefully we do. And he runs the show in Perth, as you know, so I'm looking forward to see what he's got in order, and then hopefully we can play well, and I can put on a show in here in Adelaide and make sure the boys have a good time, and hopefully we start the series banging out Perth and Adelaide, and then the rest will take care of itself.
It's great how you've got all these leaders in each state. Give me the leader of the other 3 states. So we're going to head to Adelaide, then we're going to head. We're going up to Brisbane.
Marnus.
Then we go to Melbourne. Who's the mayor of Melbourne?
What have we got in Melbourne? Well, Scotty Boland. He's basically got a statue. I think he's got a portrait of himself up in the MCC club. Oil painting of himself taking 6 for 7. So I reckon Baz takes control of the Melbourne.
And then off to Sydney.
Mate. Sydney, they got all the boys in Sydney. Cummins, Smith, Hazelwood, Stark.
Take your pick.
Take your pick. So Cummins probably at the moment pips them all. Smudge is probably spending too much time in New York. Maybe Pat's probably taking the reins in Sydney. So Warner's now gone. So yeah, Pat will have something in order for us in Sydney. So yeah, the boys just work the weeks. All of it falls on the hometown guys, and
it's good.
It's a nice little thing to have. So I'll have to come up with some ideas on what to do in Adelaide.
I'm sure you've got plenty of ideas. It's always stunning that time of year as well. I also want to talk about Boxing Day. The Boxing Day test is massive, especially me being a Victorian. It just, everyone's can't wait for it. It's a huge day, but more so Christmas Day for you as a family. It's so different. Everyone else, I'd imagine, gets together with their families, and they might even do a Xmas Eve dinner as well, or whatever. But you guys it's very different. You don't get to do it like everyone else. Can you just talk to everyone about what your 3 or 4 days lead up into that and what it's like and how different it is compared to everyone else?
It's crazy, but it's probably like one of the better experiences. Now that everyone's at the same stage, everyone's had kids at the same time. So I think there's, wouldn't be able to count how many. Everyone's pretty much got kids now, and a couple, and we've got second on the way. So it's going to be a busy looking Christmas for us with 2 now. But normally, a couple of days out, get in and a bit of training, and then you're doing the mad rush for Christmas shopping because you don't really take much with you. However, so
straight to Chatty.
Yeah, so straight down, mate. And normally it was over the years it'd been again within the same thing. So the guys are running in and. Marnus and Smith, we're all trying to get presents for the wives and sort of rushing around and seeing each other pop out of different stores, depending on who's on what pay. Normally Marnus or Smithy's coming out of Cartier or something. Cummo's coming out of something outrageous as well, and then I'm down David Jones. So it's funny seeing everyone go down the streets and you're popping out with bags and that and trying to hide it from them for a bit of surprise. And now it's changed. Now it's the kids. So like. Now we're running mad for Jess and I together. Probably we leave each other out now, and it's trying to work out what are we going to get for the kids, and everyone's else the same. So, and then Christmas morning, get up. Some guys train, some guys don't. But yeah, big bus comes down to the G. All the kids run around on the ground.
Oh really? So all the kids get to go
around
so
the whole
G.
family come down.
Awesome.
There's like cast of thousands in the change rooms. Normally have a quick hit. Then some of the older kids put their gear on, have a hit in the nets and everything. So. Very, very relaxed morning, and then we head to Crown for lunch. Try to eat about 16 plates of oysters and all sorts. They put a pretty good feed on, so there's a few boys that top the list to try to eat as much as they can on Christmas Day.
Who's that?
Mitch is up there, Hazelwood, Swampy, old boy. So Mitch's old man's normally front and centre at that, and then I try to knock off the oyster record every year. So
how many have you done?
Oh mate, plates and plates of it.
I think my record is 22.
Yeah, it's up there. Hopefully you don't feel the next day.
I was thinking, how do you do that the day before the big game?
And then have a nap in the afternoon. But and then so we normally do that. All the kids, Santa comes in, everyone open presents. We do. Some years we've done a little like Prezi for everyone, a Kris Kringle number where everyone gets a player and someone gets something for you. Sometimes it's a bit of a joke, sometimes it's serious. Depends who you get. And then there's been some funny ones over the years, but we'll start to mellow out that now, and the kids just take the reins now. We've all sort of taken a backward step, and the kids run amok, mate. They just go flying.
So it sounds like it's a day out for the kids. But any, I guess, younger kids coming through? Any of the coaches' kids or players' kids? Any stars we're going to see in the future?
Yeah, it's probably brewing. Alex Carey's lad's going to be quite good. I reckon he's at a time of the year now where he's going to be start getting keen.
How old is he?
Be 5 or 6, I think. I'm having a stab at it.
Great technique. You can just tell.
Oh, he'd slog. He'd like reverse sweeping all the time.
Really?
Yeah, like Dad. So I reckon a few balls thrown to him, and then then you got the coaches' lads. So McDonald, Divenuto, Vittori's. They're all a lot older. I've actually let James use my bat last year. James Vittori, carved up the inside edge, nicks all through it. New bat as well, Christmas Day. So. We'll see. Maybe not new balls with it next year.
He's only human, mate. He's only human.
It's just I won't let him use one of the good ones. But yeah, all good fun. Great time of the year to have them all coming around. Like you said, like running around the G as a kid, Christmas Day. Dads are about to play the next day in front of it might be 90,000 this year. So and then go to Crown, have good lunch, and then all hell breaks loose the next morning on Boxing Day. On Boxing Day morning, where you get ready for the toss with 90,000 and the place is roaring.
I can't believe you have 1,000 oysters the day before.
1,000 oysters.
Although they are the absolute premium, aren't they? At Crown.
Mate, we get looked after.
Sydney Rock, I'd imagine.
Yeah,
Sydney
mate,
Rock?
they're all over it. Oh yeah. Oh.
Tasmania don't really
South
care.
Australian as well.
South
Australian do a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Tummy Bay oyster.
You don't discriminate. You just go for it.
But I do like seeing a South Australian oyster. It'd be nice, but yeah, they bung it on for us. So yeah, try and eat 16 plates of seafood and then roll out the next morning. So
that's great though. So it sounds like it's an amazing day with just your family. It's not a massive one like everyone else at home, but you guys do make the most of it.
Yeah, we've got to. We travel so much together, and all the kids are growing up together. So actually, it's quite special. I think I would have done 5 or 6 of them now. So. And then some of our family fly in, and we normally do dinner that night, even Christmas night or the night before Christmas Eve. So it is a busy day though when you're trying to get your head around playing the next day as well. But it's also a nice one to take your mind off things. You got a full day, and then you blink, and next morning you wake up and you're ready to go. So I think it helps a few blokes as well.
Do you get nervous knowing the big day? Like it's a huge day, Boxing Day, especially day one.
Probably not, because I'm batting a little bit down the order. So
yes, you're not opening.
Not opening, yeah.
But do you see the openers a little bit more nervous? Everyone else a bit more relaxed, or
really? I think it depends where you are in the summer. How big it's going to be big. It's going to be nerve wracking, but I think you look back. Nervous energy is always good energy as well. But in some depends how much you get. But there's no doubt I'll be nervous in the morning of. But I guess you've had that day, you've trained, you're ready to go. You've had a nice relaxing day and a really enjoyable day with the family. And I think those are the days that probably bring you back to knowing what it means, and that it's not the end of the world. And, it's just a sport as well. Like, you've had a great Christmas day with the family, and it just shows what it means. And it's just a sport at the end of the day. So a little bit of nerves, but I think you coincide that with how special that week is. Hopefully it means that we're playing well. Speaking
of the summer ahead of cricket, what is your favourite day on the calendar personally?
That Christmas Day would be my favourite day. And Boxing, those 2 days, Boxing Day as well. But walking out the bat here is pretty cool as well. So the first time I get a look at Adelaide Oval, hopefully we bat on day 1 or bat day 2, whenever we do. But yeah, the first time I get that first look at walking out the bat is a cool experience. So local crowd get around us. So that's always a cool experience coming out of bat at Adelaide Oval.
Yeah, that's special. Just starting to think about the Boxing Day crowd and Bay 13, they go wild and they want you to do all these stretches and all that, and you love engaging with the crowd. Like, how cool is it when you walk down there and you look at all the crowd and they've all had a skinful and you just give them a little bit of just something. Are you excited to do that again this year?
Yeah, only for a couple of overs. Good fun. It's good fun. And then when you run out of material, you sort of swap with someone else. I think Marsh gave the Cristiano Ronaldo sue last year, so he ran out and made himself look like a fool. But someone gets down there and sculls a Gatorade in front of them, or I think the opposition sort of love to hate them, but if you can have good fun with them and they're up and about, and hopefully they're playing well and there's a good crowd and good atmosphere, but it's always good lurking down there and getting in front of the crowd, and same here with the hill with the boys when they're down at fine leg. Don't spend too much time at fine leg as a batter, but might sneak down there every now and then.
Got to save your legs, mate. Save your legs, especially when you're hitting a ton up and down a pitch. It's going to be a huge summer of cricket, and obviously we've got the RIXX collaboration with yourself, the sunglasses you've designed, that special crystal with the solid blue lens. They're going to be popping in summer. And there's some other exciting announcements, but we'll keep a lid on them for now. We'll let people find out. But as we said, head to rixxeyewear.com.au to check all the information out, sign up, and be the first to know everything, and so you can get your hands on a pair. But mate, thanks so much for your time. Thanks so much for being an absolute superstar with the team. And we're pretty pumped for not only your sunnies to come out, but to watch you just hit tons this year. It's going to be great fun. So thank you, and all the best.
Mate, thanks, mate. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a good summer. Sunnies look elite, don't they?
They look gun, as you would say. They look gun, and the packaging is just as elite. So it's going to be good. Thanks to everyone that tuned in. We hope you enjoyed this one. Get around the great man if you see him. No doubt you will. There's a lot of cricket fans and Travis Head fans, and make sure you check out the customised RIXX sunglasses that Trav's designed. We'll see you next week on Tommy Talks. Cheers.
Aces, I know I always go on about the RIXXs, but I got huge news. We have all our styles and colours restocked on the website right now. It's been months, we ran out of stock, but we're back. Get online, Grab some sunglasses at rixeyewear.com.au right now and use our little discount code ACES if you want a 20% discount code on the house.